Chanel here, your Menopause Nutritionist. This is week 8 of my calorie deficit. Now I'm just going to bring you up to speed for those of you who are new over here. I started a calorie deficit 8 weeks ago when I could start lifting again. Now I did actually do a DEXA scan that week as I was starting, and that's actually what I'm going to use as my benchmark because my goal was to build muscle. I did want to get rid of a little bit of belly fat, but my main goal was to build some guns, like to build muscle and start lifting again, because I went through a terrible back injury in October last year when I was doing a CrossFit competition. And I basically, to heal my disc, had to do nothing. I couldn't even lift the groceries. I couldn't go and do the shopping by myself. I could lift nothing. I couldn't bend over. The only thing I could really do was walk. So when I started this, my intention was to build muscle again, which I'm going to keep doing because yes, it is empowering building muscle. And to trim up a bit because I have got a bit fluffy, and that's basically because building muscle changes your body composition. So my goal was really building muscle. So I have each week jumped on the scales, more of a, well, because I've been sharing this journey, it's to show you that the scales aren't necessarily the best feedback loop when you're changing your body composition, especially when you're building muscle, because the scale doesn't show the body composition. So I have taken photos each week. I wished I had actually done measurements. I should have done that. So if you're listening to this and you're embarking on a calorie deficit to change your body composition, I definitely recommend doing measurements, because then you can actually see your body changing, like round your bicep, round your waist, round your hips, your thighs, and measure like in the same spot each time. Definitely recommend that. Wish I'd have done it. In another 4 weeks, I will do another DEXA scan and actually see the change from when I started until now. And that will give me the best results. So when I'm working with people now, I definitely recommend them do DEXA scans. And if you're in Brisbane, I actually have someone I recommend you go to, and it's a very good price. So definitely message me if you are in Brisbane. I can hook you up with a very affordable DEXA scan. It's very worth it. But this is the gold standard, if you like, not only because you get to see your muscle mass, which is really what we're looking for. Like, we want to see the actual DEXA scan shows you where your fat is, where your muscle is. It tells you like your body composition. It gives you your body mass. It gives you your fat mass, where it's distributed. It gives you your bone density. So the bone density is actually on the next page here. My bone density was like really good. See, it's like up here in the top section. So like very good. Need to get my nails done. So that gives you your bone density. So I would recommend getting a DEXA scan done at least like once a year post 40, like, because this is the best way of being able to determine what's actually happening inside your body. And the reason I say that before I carry on the calorie deficit journey is because 1 in 3 women post-menopause will get diagnosed with osteopenia or osteoporosis when they fracture something. So that is pretty high statistics, and so we need to know that our bone density is being taken care of. And that's actually also why like lifting heavy is just so important. We talk about it for muscles, but bone health, they work together, right? If you are building muscle, you are building strong bones at the same time, and this is important. One of the ladies in my current Thrive program, she just went and got a DEXA scan, because I'm getting everyone to do them now, and she just found out she's on the verge of osteopenia, and she's been lifting weights for like a year now, and but she, she's in her early 60s, and so she's a bit like new to it. And so she now has a solid focus to build muscle and bone because she knows what's going on inside her body. When we are guessing, just like a calorie deficit, we don't know what's happening. So this is a very good measure of what's happening to our body. And we want to be strong. We want to keep like our bones and muscles like as strong as possible, because if we're not doing anything about building muscle and bone, we are losing 1% of muscle each year. And that is not what we want. That's the opposite of what we want. So going forward, I'm actually not going to jump on the scales anymore. I probably will just give you the update when I get that DEXA scan in another 4 weeks. The reason for that is because my goal isn't to lose the number. Like I don't actually care about the number. My focus is building muscle. Like I'm so excited to be able to lift again. Like I'm returning to squatting and being able to put some weight on my body, and this is what really changes the game. When you can progressive overload, you will start building muscle, and that is where your body composition really comes into its own. So I'm just going to kind of refresh like what the calorie deficit looks like for those of you joining in. This is what I've been doing, and this is what I coach and teach people to do to help get their body composition goals. You must know how many calories you need to eat. So if you are eating really healthy food, you still, if you're eating more than you need to, will put on body fat. It's just basically you need to know how many calories you're consuming, and then you need to be in a deficit. So you need to be eating less than what your body needs. We call it total daily energy expenditure, where everything you're eating is allowing for everything you're doing. So your body functions, but also your exercise, also your lifestyle and your work, all of your basically needs are being met. That has to be in a deficit. It has to be less than that, otherwise you will not change your body composition. It must also be you hitting your protein. So when I'm working with people and myself, I'm not worried about carbohydrates and fats per se. I'm tracking my protein. I shoot for 150 grams of protein a day. So I generally work on 2 grams per pound, kilo of body weight. If you're working in pounds, 1 pound per body weight. And that is my focus. Hitting my calorie deficit, so I know what that number is. Hitting my protein, I know that that's 150 grams for me. And then fiber, 30 grams of fiber a day. So those are the things that I am focusing on. I don't really drink much, just full stop. Like it's just something probably over the last few years I have realized doesn't really agree with me that much, and I don't really care about alcohol that much. So generally I am not a person that drinks much alcohol. When we're having a celebration, I definitely will. Like on the weekend, my husband and I were celebrating our 30th wedding anniversary. We had some champagne. Like I would definitely drink on celebrations, but generally I don't really drink alcohol. And the reason I'm saying this is that alcohol changes how your body metabolizes whatever's going on at the time. Because as soon as you drink alcohol, alcohol's prioritized in the liver and everything else gets put on hold. So it does change your chance of changing your body composition. So just keep that in mind, and I'm just mentioning it for those of you tuning in. I'm guessing you're tuning in because you also want to lose the belly fat, build muscle, like whatever it is. And alcohol does play a role in that. So I am not here to tell anyone what to do. I'm here just to give you the information and then you decide what you want to do. But generally, as a rule of thumb, managing it, maybe you have, a drink on Saturday night or whatever it is, like you manage it while you're trying to change your body composition. The next one is hydration, really important. I had a client once who she was ticking on the boxes, she was tracking, she was hitting her protein, she was training, she was doing all the things, and I couldn't work out what was going on. and it turned out she was drinking like 250 mils of water. Like that's 1 cup a day. Like that's it. And as soon as we fixed it up and got her hydrated, she lost weight. So hydration is very important. Making sure you're drinking water, and if you need to, adding an electrolyte. You don't actually have to buy electrolytes. You can definitely use just a bit of salt. Generally, electrolytes go off. For us, it's exercising. It's mainly sodium. Electrolytes are made up of sodium, potassium, and magnesium, but sodium is the one that really is where we generally tend to lose like the most. So you can just add a little bit of sea salt or Himalayan salt if you wish. Some people just enjoy electrolyte drinks better because they taste better, so it's truly up to you, but electrolytes can definitely help as well. The other thing I definitely recommend, and I do this myself, is making sure I'm getting my daily step count up. Now, this is just making sure your body is moving. This makes a big difference to your output and your body composition changes. So making sure you're moving, giving yourself maybe a daily step count. On my Thrive program, we hit like, we make it a 7,000 step minimum, and then of course if you do more than that, I think I did 12 yesterday, like when I'm in the garden and busy and around the place, like it's easy to get more in. But during the week when we're working and like we're sitting and we're more sedentary, we can definitely miss our steps. So moving more definitely helps. But the main takeaway I want to really share with you is that this is about creating a lifestyle. This is what, like on my Thrive program, which I run 3 times a year, we really dial into kind of having some non-negotiables that we are creating as lifestyle habits that make our lifestyle. So sure, you might be doing a calorie deficit, and I find this happens a lot with women I work with, where they're like, I can do this for 6 weeks. Well, I don't want you just to do something for 6 weeks. I want you to find some new habits and create some new habits that create behaviors that make a whole new lifestyle. So actually, I just walk every day, and I, hit my protein every day, and I lift weights like, at least 4 or 5 times a week, and I drink my water every day, and I do my meal prepping every week. And these are habits that I am doing all the time. That's what creates my lifestyle. And so what happens is, once you get your body composition goals, you actually go from that deficit just back to maintenance. So you're managing your calorie budget, if you like, and it's not a lot of difference. It's not like you're going to be able to just go eat a whole chocolate cake. And this is often where people can make, I guess, they can make some really good gains in 6 weeks, and then it all turns to rubbish, like after they finish the diet or whatever it is they're doing. It is much better to create an actual lifestyle that you just get used to living, and then once you get your body composition goals, you're just having another couple of extra 100 calories in the day, which isn't a lot and doesn't really change what you eat or you've been doing too drastically. So one of the things that I see people missing the most, and it's the most important thing, is tracking. So when we are not tracking our food, we just do not know if we've had a good day. And I can tell you from working with hundreds of women and even my own personal experience, we tend to guesstimate as human beings, and we generally are out by 25 to 40%. So we think we're doing really good, but actually we're not actually doing that good until we start tracking. And when we start tracking, we really realize that we haven't been doing an awesome job. So what that means is, I personally use MyFitnessPal. It doesn't mean you have to be 100% perfect. The research backs this up. So just so you know, it's not just me telling you to do this. I have been doing it myself for the last 8 weeks. The reason I've been doing it is because I know what the results of the research study says. So the research study that I like to use and quote, they had 2 groups of individuals. One tracked one didn't. This group that tracked, they weren't perfect. They tracked for like 75% of the time, so not perfect, 75% of the time, 6 days out of 7, and this was an American study, so they lost 10 pounds. This group over here did not track, and they only lost 4. So this is a big change in results, and this is why tracking is essential. Honestly, if everyone could just track for 3 to 6 months, they would learn so much about nutrition that you learn where you're going wrong. You learn where you're not hitting your protein. You learn where you're over, consuming snacks. For example, if you go and have, a mini Kit Kat after lunch and go reach for another one, when you know that little mini Kit Kat is 70 calories and then you've just had 3 or 4 more, it's quickly easy to work out where those extra calories are coming from. But when we are not conscious about it, we can keep consuming things like that very easily, not feel full, not feel satisfied about it. You can just keep over consuming and those calories are just going through the roof. And I think what's especially interesting to note is those people who do eat healthy, clean food, but when they're not tracking, they're not realizing how many more calories they're consuming. So when you actually track, even though you're eating very healthy food, you can see what you might be over consuming. So this is the area you need to hone in on if you really want success. So that is my little update today. I'm not going to keep doing any more updates, if you like. I've been doing this for 8 weeks. I'm building muscle now. I'm super excited. I'll probably give you a DEXA scan update once I get the next one done and see the muscle change, hopefully. And saying that, it's week 8 and I feel like I'm only just starting to be able to lift heavier now. So it's been a bit of a slow progression. So I understand that building muscle is hard. That's another thing that I have to laugh about when women, or when I'm coaching women, because you'll always hear me tell you to lift heavy, and women think that they're going to turn into Arnold Schwarzenegger if they do that. I promise you, it's just not that easy. I wish it was easier to build muscle, but it's just not. You have to really work hard at it. So I know that it may take some time for me to see results on my DEXA scan too, but I know that this is the best way to measure, and I'm excited to see what happens in the future. So that's today's update. While I am giving you this information, I'm just going to give you a little bit of a update on the fact I run my three programs. My program 3 times a year, my Thrive in Menopause program it is, and this is my program where I teach you how to master your nutrition and lifestyle. So it's a very full program, very education based, similar to the content that you are consuming here. So if you love learning, then I truly believe education is power, and when we know better, we do better. So the program itself is very education based, so you can learn all of the things, how to get everything you need to feel your absolute best and get your body composition goals as well. I'm just writing a new fat loss module for the next program, which I'm really excited about. And that has really come out of me doing this 8-week calorie deficit. So I have been able to really hone in and I guess give you more structured ways of being able to get your results, which I think is going to be so helpful for everyone that joins. So the current waitlist is running for my June program, which will be kicking off at the beginning of June. So if you would like to jump on the waitlist, just drop waitlist in the comments and I will send you the link. This is just really for you to stay updated. If you do join from that waitlist, you'll get a very big discount and bonuses, inclusions, things like that. I'll try and update you with some high protein recipes until then. And it's also where you'll probably stay up to date with my next free protein challenge. So for those of you new, I run free protein challenges 3 times a year as well. So they are so I can teach you how to prioritize your protein and hit your daily goals. This is where I see women kind of fall down. One, they don't know how much protein they need to consume, how to do it, so where the protein is coming from, and also like making it happen in a way that the food tastes good, right? So this is something I'm passionate about. I run this 3 times a year, and this is free. So my free protein challenge is very popular. I think there was 900 people that did the last one. So I'm just getting ready to run another one next month. So make sure you stay tuned to that. If you want to jump on the email list, that is where you'll stay up to date with the free protein challenge, but you'll also get weekly high protein menopause approved recipes from me. Send you a recipe every week. So you can find the link to the email list here in the comment section. If you need anything at all or have any questions, ask away. Otherwise, thank you for being here. I hope this has helped. Have a beautiful rest of your day.